Go.
Good afternoon, Tide Point members. Thank you for joining me. Today, we will discuss the Phase 1 reopening beginning June 8th, Monday. And I would also like to talk about hurricane season, which we are into 5 days and have had 3 named storms, and also mutual respect among all people. So, Phase 1, as you're aware, we will begin soft and safely, having no positive cases. Should we have positive cases occur during the first phase, we will go back to Phase 0. So it's important that we all be careful, limit any potential exposure, wear masks whenever in the clubhouse, the hallway, or encountering other people, and also keeping a 6-foot minimum distance from others. Our dining will begin with breakfast, continental breakfast, in the casual dining room, or the calabogie as it is known. The distances will be a minimum of 6 feet, and our staff will be there en masse to serve you. We ask that all members wear masks when in the clubhouse or in the villa hallways, mail rooms, etc. Lunch and dinner will each have 3 entrees. There will be a composed plate, meaning the vegetables and choices will be the same for each plate, which will allow us to serve you quickly. Reservations will be required for dinner, and we will continue the dinner deliveries through Phase 1. In lifestyle, we are beginning some of the smaller groups to be able to begin. Some have chosen to wait until later in the phase to see how things go. And also, we will be continuing screening at the gate, and we will begin to open the fitness center as well. Every member wanting to enjoy the fitness center will need to complete an orientation and then schedule time so we can limit the exposure of people working out at the same time. So you may call member services or call the fitness center to arrange that initial orientation and then to schedule times for workouts. We believe we can do this pretty well. Also, we will continue screening at the gate, and we will be limiting entry to those that are essential, which feel free to call member services if you're not sure what constitutes essential. So that is how we will begin on Monday with Phase 1. If we have no positive cases, we will continue to examine how we're doing on that as we move toward a Phase 2 in several weeks. Also, the governor on Thursday of this week presented to the state hurricane concerns. As I said earlier, there have been 3 named storms in the area before June. So June is our official hurricane season. The governor and his staff are concerned regarding the coronavirus, that we continue to keep all of the distancing possible. So our plan will do its best to address that. We also encourage you to go on your own. If you drive, make your plan, and therefore you'll be most comfortable. Always save all receipts. And in readiness for a hurricane, let's talk about that for a minute. Make sure during this entire season your medications stay up to date and that you have enough of those. Make sure at all times during the season you have flashlights with batteries and proper electrical lighting that can be temporary due to potential power outages. This can happen even in a large thunderstorm, so we ask you to make sure that you know where your flashlights are, that you have them readily available. Also, any medications you require, if you do plan to take a car, it's not a bad idea to keep it topped off with gas anytime there is a named storm or even a tropical depression. So we ask you to be ready. We will be using alert media throughout the season to tell you any storms that we may be monitoring. But from the governor's speech on Thursday, it appears he may be calling for evacuations earlier than he normally would because of the potential of exposure to coronavirus within the state. Lastly, I would like to talk about mutual respect for others. At this point, several of our leaders, including the governor yesterday and former President Bush, have said this is a time to listen to others, always with respect and an attempt for understanding. While we never will all agree, it's very important that we respect each other and that we listen to each other, and always looking toward a peaceful and amiable solution. So even within our community and among our employees and our members, there will always be differences. And we always want to handle those differences civilly. Civility must reign, and we thank you for understanding these serious items. One being our guarded phase 1 opening. Again, we ask that you socially distance and wear masks, of course, not while you're eating, but before and after, and throughout the clubhouse and hallways of the villas, and anytime you leave the community. This is important. Second, remember it's hurricane season, and stay tuned for continual information regarding potential of hurricanes. And last, let's all be nice to each other. Thank you, and I'll see you next week.